So today we're doing a deep dive into a category of electronics that I think we all look at, cheap TVs.
Yep.
Specifically, we're unpacking the RCA 32-inch HD Smart Google TV. It has thousands of pretty decent ratings, a great price, but our sources show it's built on a foundation of some really critical flaws.
Right, and we're here to help you understand the hidden cost of too cheap. Our mission is to analyze where the corners were cut, and not just on the hardware. We're looking at three big areas: misleading specs, a really systematic failure timeline, and then, the inevitable warranty quicksand.
Okay, let's just jump right into the first one because it's a big one. It's right there on the spec sheet.
Yeah.
They market this TV as full HD.
Which should mean 1920 by 1080.
Exactly. But if you dig into the fine print, the actual panel is often listed as 1366 by 768.
And that fine print is, it's the difference between a deal and just flat-out deception. 1366 by 768, that's 768p. For your viewing experience, what that means is you are losing 44% of the pixels compared to true full HD. They're selling you a display that belongs in a completely different category.
So the display itself is a massive downgrade from the get-go.
Huh.
But usually, if they're willing to cut corners on the panel, it doesn't stop there.
No.
Once people actually start plugging these things in, what's the expected timeline for failure?
The thing that really stands out in the failure reports is just the sheer consistency of it. So many users report problems starting and then cascading right between month 6 and month 14.
Oh, just outside the return window.
Of course. And we hear about specific things like the sound suddenly cutting out, which, forces you to physically unplug the unit just to fix it temporarily.
Wrong.
Or permanent issues, things like horizontal lines appearing or the picture just failing completely while the backlight stays on.
Okay, but this is where it gets really, really weird. The software issue. Apparently, this TV decides when it wants to turn on by itself.
Yeah, this one is wild. The Google TV software, for some reason, causes these units to power themselves on randomly, multiple times a day.
Get out of here.
It sounds totally absurd, I know, but it's documented. We saw an anecdote where a customer got a replacement unit, factory reset it, and even took it off the internet connection.
Yeah.
It still powered itself on 5 different times in a single afternoon. That level of systemic malfunction is just, it's shocking.
And I imagine that's the point where you immediately try to contact customer support, which I guess leads us to the quicksand.
It does. The warranty is backed by a company called Curtis International and the claims process. It's basically designed to wear you down.
How so?
It's email only, for starters.
Yeah.
People report waiting weeks just to get a response. Then you get caught in this loop where they demand the same photos over and over again, claiming they're too blurry.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and after months of this exhausting back and forth, many claims are just eventually denied.
So even if you fight that fight and you win and you get approved, what happens then?
Even then, the resolution can be a total disaster. We saw reports of people waiting 3 months for a replacement. And shockingly, some customers actually received bounce checks from the company.
A bounce check? You're kidding me.
Nope. So, when you connect all these dots, the verdict is pretty clear. This is peak false advertising meeting a warranty process that costs you more to fight than to just buy a better TV.
So what did the review suggest as an alternative?
They suggested looking at brands like TCL or Hisense in that same price range. They actually deliver the promised 1080p and, have a functional warranty.
So what's the ultimate lesson here for you, the shopper who's listening?
Well, when a price seems too good to be true, don't just question the specs on the box. You have to calculate the logistical and, frankly, the financial costs of the product's expected failure point 6 months from now. You have to anticipate that warranty fight.
And that just raises a bigger, sort of more critical question for the entire budget market, doesn't it?
It really does. How much profit is being generated by selling products that are systematically designed to fail just after the standard return window closes? Knowing that the warranty process is so intentionally obstructive that it basically guarantees most consumers will just surrender. That might be the real business model hiding behind that low price tag.